Hey everyone, so I wanted to continue the discussion that I began on the topic of abundance and prosperity. And so in one of my videos, I spoke about massive action and how only massive action is not really the way to create prosperity or abundance in your life. Because without massive alignment, massive action is not going to give much results. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people who are taking massive actions are not seeing much results. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the concept of masculine and feminine energies and how we need to incorporate both the yin and the yang when it comes to manifestation. Whether it is abundance, whether it is love, prosperity, health, wealth, doesn't matter what it is, you need to incorporate both sides of your personality. Whether you are a man or a woman, you have yin and yang both in you in different proportions, but it is still present. And you might have come across a lot of coaches who talk about having a lot of discipline, having a lot of systems in place, to-do lists, planners, charts, flow charts, massive actions, and a lot of people really benefit from these structures and discipline and to-dos and lists and everything. And all these systems are actually very masculine in nature. And when I say masculine, I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy, energetically. And for instance, yin and yang, maybe that would be a better term to use. Because sometimes when I say masculine and feminine, people might just think about a man and a woman. I'm talking energetically. And then on the other hand, there are some coaches who are talking about going with the flow and surrendering and just trusting that everything is working out for you. And sometimes people have this confusion that if I go with the flow, what about planning? Doesn't that idea go against going with the flow? Because now you are not trusting the universe, but you are trying to micromanage and control the universal flow of energy and make it happen in a certain way. And so here's the thing. Some teachers by nature are more leaning towards feminine principles and feminine practices, which is more based on surrendering and going with the flow and taking inspired action, and I absolutely love it. And then some teachers are usually more leaning towards masculine energy, which is having more structures and systems in place, being very disciplined, having a to-do list, having a planners, everything on a calendar, everything on a fixed schedule. And I like that as well. And the thing here is to become aware whether you are dominantly masculine energy or feminine energy. And whatever it is that is your dominant energy, that system or modality would work better for you. But that doesn't mean that if you are leaning more towards feminine energy, that you should stop using masculine energy principles. And the same applies if you are more leaning towards masculine energy principles. That doesn't mean that you should stop applying the feminine energy principles. In fact, in my opinion, I feel like the best of both worlds is when you can combine the yin and the yang together. Because think of it like this. When you create a baby, you need both the masculine and the feminine. A man alone cannot be creating a baby, and a woman alone cannot be creating a baby, at least not right now in this 3D reality. Maybe some kind of tests might be going on, some kind of experimentations might be going on under very controlled situations in a lab, but I'm talking about regular life on planet Earth. So it is way more easier to manifest anything in your life when you are using both the energies. It's like using both your hands. Not just saying that, no, I'm not going to use my left hand, I'll only use my right hand. Use both your hands. It will be so much more easy to prepare the dish that you are making. So that would be my tip for today. That don't discount any technique just because you are leaning more towards the other technique. In fact, if you're leaning more towards the masculine, then start also incorporating the feminine principles of surrendering and letting go. And that is going to help prevent burnout that often happens when you are leaning too much into the masculine energy of just discipline, practice, repetition, systems, structures, to-do lists, and so on. On the other hand, if you're leaning too much towards the feminine, always going with the flow, having no systems in place, no structures in place, no routine, no discipline, only waiting for inspired action, then you might feel like manifestations are not really happening consistently, but only randomly, sporadically. So if you want to be a consistent manifester of abundance, prosperity, health, wealth, relationships, love, whatever it is, try to incorporate both the masculine and the feminine energies. Now, you might be a dominant right hand, so that doesn't mean that you stop using your left hand completely. Or you might be a dominant left hand person, but that doesn't mean that you stop using right hand completely. You still use both the hands together. So bring both aspects of yourself, of your energy together, and incorporate both the masculine principles of structure, discipline, routine, timetables, and so on, and the feminine principles of letting go, surrendering, going with the flow, trusting your intuition, being inspired, taking inspired action. I hope that makes sense. I'll be back again soon with some more videos on the concept of abundance and prosperity. Talk to you later.